Good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday. My name is Callie. This is Luke, and I'd like to welcome you to another weekend of Clarinets, Cats, and Coffee. He's actually here for the catnip. Okay, so last weekend, a couple of patrons were a little upset that Luke didn't make an appearance. He was, completely asleep on the bed, and it was really cute, and I didn't want to bother him. And so today he was awake and just kind of walking around and didn't really know what to do, so I grabbed some catnip to see if he might be enticed to join us today. So today is a very special day. Last year on this day was the last day I taught in person, and man, if you had told me last year that it would be at this point over a year now before I would start teaching lessons again in person, I would have just, I don't know, I would have been angry. I would have maybe laughed. I would have been like, whatever, we would never do that. But here we are 1 year later, and surprisingly, lessons online have been going really well, and I've been doing master classes and webinars and all kinds of other things, and of course, the one big thing that has really helped expand my skill set is this YouTube channel right here. So thank you guys for watching my videos every week and for commenting and sharing things and being excited about all the clarinet stuff that I'm sharing with you guys. This has definitely been a highlight of the past year. So thank you. And I plan to continue doing this for quite some time. So that being said, today's video, I'm going to just give you a very simple etude that will work on the right hand. Now, somebody, I think last week, asked if the Lazarus method had some exercises for the right hand, and it does. It's just a little bit longer than I wanted to really put in my Saturday morning videos. Maybe I will eventually, but for this week I actually chose a close exercise for the right hand, and it's a little bit of right and left hand coordination. And in this little etude, I've actually found that when students work on this, they actually have trouble balancing the clarinet, and if the technique is a little bit too harsh, or if you don't have quite the right kind of embouchure or lip pressure, thumb pressure, positioning, things like that, it can make the instrument a little bit wobbly while you play this, right? So this is just as much an exercise for the right hand as it is for balancing the instrument. So here are my tips for kind of using what you have to keep the instrument stable while you play. Okay, so first, you want to make sure that you utilize the two major leverage points that you have, your thumb and your top teeth. So when you play, you want to make sure that you're pushing up into your top teeth while you play. So that's really going to help keep everything nice and stable, right? Okay, so you've got those two things. Now, what a lot of folks don't think about is the role that your lips play, actually, in keeping the instrument stable as well. A lot of times we clamp with our jaw when we're playing, in left-hand work to try to stabilize the instrument, and we're not completely aware of the fact that we're biting because we just do it instinctively to try to hold on to the instrument more, right? So, I have found that if you relax the jaw a little bit, make sure your mouth is open wide enough, if your hand is about as big as mine, about a finger width, right? Not half, but you turn it sideways like this, right? And you kind of let your lips fill in the gaps a little bit down here instead of stretching it out so much that it's really thin and edgy, but rather letting your embouchure kind of flat chin, bring the corners in like that, you'll actually really be able to create some nice balancing action there as well. And a lot of people forget how important it is to utilize your top lip. Now, I'm not saying you should go double lip embouchure or anything like that, but those of us who do single lip embouchure, we actually really do need to remember to engage the top lip. So if you just press down on the top of the mouthpiece with your top lip, it's almost like a hybrid single lip embouchure, right? So you got your chin flat, bring your corners in, your jaw isn't clamping up so hard, and you bring your top lip down. Okay. You can really you can really keep it nice and stable like that. Oh, I guess Luke is done. Fine. See you later. I see what I mean to you. I'm just the bearer of food and drugs. That's right. All right. Well, fine. Whatever. Anyway, so that's my suggestion. Think about this exercise not only as a means to practice right hand, but also to practice the different balancing points of your body. Then the last thing that will really help keep the instrument from like wobbling and turning and all of that crazy stuff is to make sure that your hand and finger technique isn't so rigid and tense that you end up slapping the instrument really hard and moving things around too much. I've noticed this more with people who play bigger instruments like saxophone or even bass clarinet. They switch back to clarinet and they're so used to having such heavy keys that they push down too hard on their pinky keys or lift so much that the instrument just kind of goes flying and they have no control over the instrument itself, okay? So you really need to strike a balance between having the right kind of musculature in the hands whenever you're pressing, but not so much that you're actually overdoing it and changing the position of the instrument in your mouth, okay? So I'm actually going to play through this really slow with the metronome. I'm setting it to 60, and I'm suggesting that you guys try playing it with me because sometimes we rush through these 16th note passages. It's so much better to do these slowly and try to space everything out and have absolute control with our technique than it is to try to do it really fast and not realize if we're making little tiny mistakes. Now, this speed might be a little bit too fast for some of you, and it's totally cool. All you have to do is go up to, I think, the upper left-hand corner, I believe, and you can slow this down to whatever speed you wish to play it at with me, and it won't affect the pitch, okay? So let me know if you guys play along with me, and let me know if you add this to your practice routine. Now, if there's any other suggestion you guys have, anything that you guys like to think about when it comes to hand position or balancing the instrument or any other little tricks, please let me know. Leave them in the comments. This is a community, and I value everybody's input and opinion about things that help you guys that maybe I didn't think about. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and play this for you, so enjoy. Alright guys, that was so much fun. I really actually found that to be quite tiring for my mind and my face and my hands. So I'm going to do that a few more times this week and try to polish it up and just make it sound a little bit more smooth and a little more beautiful. But I think that's a fantastic little right hand exercise. Don't forget, guys, I do have a Patreon. If you love what I do, please consider becoming a patron. Today, right after this episode, I am going to do a coffee chat with patrons, and we're going to talk about clarinet practice routine. So if you are interested, be sure to go sign up for a Patreon account. Otherwise, I will see you all next week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and a good week. And as always, happy practicing. Oh my god. Okay. This is where I lose his entire face inside this canister of catnip. No, right there. I put some under your paw. Look. It's right there. There you go.